Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 118th edition of Cinema Effect. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by my fellow Hans Zimmer appreciator, Jaden.
Hello.
Hello. And our resident Irish citizen, aka Fitzy, aka Lamb.
Top of the morning.
Hey, nice one.
Yeah.
I just want to preface this by saying I'm concerned that at one point or another, like more than usual, that there's going to be like a knock on the door or something like in this next hour or so. So I just want to get it out there now because I'm concerned I'm also going to be like too lazy to properly like edit it out, you know? So I feel like if I say it here, then people aren't going to be mad at me when it's in the episode, you know?
Brace the viewers for a knock.
It looks like Jaden is going to be mad at me if it's in the episode though. But I'm just getting out in front of it.
Do people even care about a little knock? I mean, you know.
Oh, it's more than the dogs are going to lose it, you know?
Right.
And then they're going to hear me like going, oh, how are you? Oh, yeah, great. Whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess that's good content maybe if you're into that. Make that an Instagram clip or something.
Oh, yeah, because we do those quite often, don't we?
Yeah. But,
All the
God.
time.
Those were kind of hard, I'm not going to lie. You know, took it a solid 20 minutes, you know. Long time. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is Let Me In, which opened in the US on the 1st of October 2010. It was directed by Matt Reeves. It is a horror drama, I guess. I feel like Stan said thriller, maybe. I don't know if I'd agree with that, but whatever. It's got horror elements, I guess. And the synopsis says, a bullied young boy befriends a young female vampire who lives in secrecy with her guardian. Yeah, that's kind of a spoiler, in my opinion, because I didn't know anything about the film. And so that was sort of a reveal for me. That's sort of why I was in at the start. But anyway, Jane, we'll start with you. What did you think?
No, we'll start with you guys who haven't seen it before.
All right, sure. No, that's fair. Good point. I feel like you've just undermined my confidence and authority on the show, but, you know, whatever. Liam, I don't like it.
Yeah, I liked it. You know, Clay from Stranger Things as a bully was a lot of fun.
Stranger Things, isn't he in 13
Oh, no,
Reasons?
yeah. 13 Reasons Why.
I sort of getting the big stuff, though, to be fair, yeah.
No, I thought it was good. It was very atmospheric. I love the setting. The winter setting is very cool. And I don't know, I enjoyed it. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I liked it.
Cool. I was curious about the setting as well, because it's set in, the start says New Mexico, right? So I was just, some of those starting shots there with the ambulance, I was sort of confused as to, like, it's really cold and snowy. I'm so familiar with New Mexico through the Breaking Bad universe that I'm so used to it just being like a desert hot place. So I was sort of confused, like, does it snow there? Is it cold there? I guess it is. And I was sort of confused, was I looking at desert or snowfields? Because it was like, the school goes to the trip where they go to like an ice rink, you know? So this was like pushing the limits of what I understand New Mexico geography.
Maybe it was like North New Mexico.
North New Mexico.
It was set in 1983 before global warming, and just in those 20
That's
years, it's just become an arid desert. Yeah.
Mexico used to be like the Himalayas, you know? Didn't know that, but
the atmosphere has broke bad, you know.
Oh, nice one. Yeah. I know it was good, not great for me. Like I also liked it, but I know there were aspects that sort of held it back. But it was cool in a lot of other ways as well. Mainly the first half I much preferred, I think. But yeah, I'm sort of with Fitzy. I don't know exactly what to say about it. I'm sort of a bit wrestling with it a little bit. I only just watched it, so I don't know. Jane, let us know. You're the authority here. How many times have you seen it, and what do you think this time?
This is my second time watching it, and this time I thought it was pretty arse, to be honest.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was such an odd thing because, like, I went into this movie, like, you know, rewatching it, knowing that I loved it, and then everything just did not made up to par of my memory. I don't know. It's like my expectations on the rewatch have ruined it. I don't know. I think it's still good just because of my previous bias, but like this was a pretty hard rewatch.
Wow.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen you do this. I don't think I've ever seen this happen with you.
This is this is rare. This is an event.
Do a flip like that.
Yeah, like it's a negative as well.
Yeah.
Like with you, it's like pretty rare. Yeah.
Yeah. So you really liked it the first time?
Yeah, I think I had it sitting as an 8 for a long time, but then recently I bumped it up to a 9 just on like memory. But yeah, I think it's lost that status, unfortunately.
Interesting. What was it for you this time? Was it, if you could try, like, was it the fact that you knew what it was? Like, did you know about the sort of vampire stuff? And because I agree in the sense of like the second like it becomes clear that Chloe Grace Moretz is a vampire and like the mystery aspect of the film sort of just evaporates, I'd lose interest as well. But I wonder if that carries through the whole experience for you or if it's other things.
I don't think so. I think I always knew it was a vampire going into it, like even the first time. I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's just that there's this like, I don't know, cringiness that I just feel surrounds so much of it with Cody Smith McPhee and Chloe Grace Moretz and the dialogue and like the kind of like it's like I think there's just a lot of awkwardness. Some of it's programmed in because they're just kids. That's kind of that that are falling in love, and there's that inherent awkwardness there. But like I feel like there's so much more that's just like not meant to be there that kind of just protrudes.
Okay.
It was such a weird thing, and I don't know. I guess I was just completely uninterested. I guess. I don't know. It's so weird for a movie that I've previously so much loved. Even that opening shot, I remember that opening shot was of like the ambulances driving, in the snow, in the forest or whatever. That was fucking etched into my mind for these past, I don't know, 4 years or however long it's been since I've seen it. I've always known that shot. I've always loved that so much. But even watching it this time, I'm like, oh, it's just...
It's a goddamn ambulance driving.
Just some cars at night. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I know there's a lot of places to go there. I feel like the film is looks gorgeous. There are a lot of standout shots that I wrote down. I don't know how I'd choose a favorite, but just the look and feel of the film overall, like it gave me huge, like it was so cool to see, knowing that a lot of the Batman came from this, I feel like, and you can see it. And then sort of, everyone makes the Batman comparisons with Fincher, and I feel like this is really inspired by Fincher as well. You can sort of just see it in everything shot at night and sort of excess of orange and bluish sort of light sources coming from different directions. And I don't know, I thought it was gorgeous. Like I just love the idea of the guy who's not the dad. But like when he goes out at night and with the trash bag on his head and goes and kills people, that sort of serial killer vibe.
Oh, is that why you watched Zodiac? Did that kind of?
Oh no, I've wanted to rewatch Zodiac for a bit, but 100% that is so Zodiac. Yeah. That whole thing like gave me Riddler vibes, gave me Zodiac vibes, Seven vibes, all that sort of stuff. So I really dug that aspect of it, and like as I was seeing that stuff for the first time, like trying to figure out who this guy is, why he's doing it. That first scene where he kills the woman. Well, first of all, the way it's shot, where he takes the woman's car, well, he's in her car, and the train passes by, and he kidnaps her. Just incredible the way that was done with the train, like what do you call them, the barricade lights, like going red as he sort of takes her. I thought that was awesome. But anyway, when he then inserts the knife into her throat and collects her blood, it was like so messed up, and I was like, what the hell is this? Like at the moment, I was weirded out, I was creeped out, and I wanted to figure out why he was doing this, So like all that stuff I was like super, super invested in overall. I just feel like the atmosphere was really strong in those opening scenes, I guess, yeah. Are you with me, Fitzy? Are you with me? How do you feel about, have you got any standout shots or anything? I don't know.
I don't know, but like it does feel very mysterious because like the flashback at the start talks about how
Flash forward.
Yeah,
True.
you're right. That's true. Talks about how he's like a Satanist or like he's like a Satanist or suspected murderer or like suspected criminal. So like that kind of like gives like an edge to his like intentions, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
The choice to do that flash forward, I thought was quite effective. I thought like it added to. I didn't know who this guy was. Like the fact he burned his face was really disturbing, and the makeup there was really good, and like all of that stuff. Everything with him, I just really liked, and like trying to figure out his dynamic with the vampire, which I still don't really understand. Is he
a boyfriend?
Really? So he's like a grown-up version of Cody, who's like been with her for years. Wow. Okay. Huh. That's really interesting. That actually adds a layer to the ending for me that I didn't really get.
Did you see the photo? Did you see the photo of Chloe Grace Moretz with like another kid?
Yeah, and it looked like it was taken in the like 1950s or some shit.
Yeah, so that's supposed to be him. That's supposed to be the guy.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I figured that she's like gone and befriended like tons of people throughout her time, but I didn't like actually think it was that guy. Interesting. So that adds a dynamic to the ending for me, where I'm now like, great, now Cody's going to end up having to do this shit for her for the rest of his life until he eventually gets caught, and that's messed up.
Until he gets replaced,
God damn, I like that. That's good. Okay.
It should be about now, give him 40 years, so you should be a bit getting swapped up now. Yeah.
If we hear next week about New Mexico, some dude, acid face. Oof, we know who it was. Okay, that's interesting. Do you have any standout shots, Jan, while I'm sort of on it? Another one I have to say was the one of the car coming out of the petrol station and crashing and tumbling.
That made me crack up, dude. That was so funny. I don't know why it made me laugh. It was just like so like out there.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was great, but it's just
yeah, I don't know about standout. It felt very Prisoners though, like just lots of snow, very cold, lots of night, just I don't know,
suburban sort of like the
in the
apartment
car,
buildings.
just kind of there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. I quite like that one of those like early overhead shots of like Cody outside, and it just I don't know, isolated and just in the park, just really simple, nice.
Yeah. I like that whole like apartment building setting. It gave me the creeps in a good way. Like it was just felt really cold, and like every time I saw her with it, no shoes on, like that was effective for me because I'm like, damn, dude, it's freaking phrasing. What I will say, Jane touched on the maybe some awkwardness between the two child actors. I want to chime in and say that I liked Cody a lot in the film. I think he carries the film. Chloe didn't really do it for me. I don't know. Just her delivery at times it wasn't terrible by any means, but it just like, and their dynamic more so, and their like romantic thing just didn't work for me. It was I don't know if I'd say it was cringe, but it was kind of awkward overall. And I mean, it had moments of sweetness, sort of balanced out with moments of like, this is kind of tropey and weird, but
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really buy it, I guess. And then when it became so on the nose, like he's reading Romeo and Juliet, you know what I mean? And like, I think that's more why I dislike the second half, when it just becomes clear that outside of the added thing we just figured out, which I just figured out because I'm stupid, but like that added layer to the ending, which I now really like. Like just watching it the first time, I'm just sort of like, oh, great, now they're going to go and be in love. I'm like, all right. They're going to go and like awkwardly have like 12-year-old kisses, So I'm like, whatever. I don't know. Fitzy, what do you think of their performances and their...
I thought they were both really great. I thought they were like one of the highlights. Yeah. But the film like does look great as well, I think.
Oh yeah.
Very thick atmosphere, yeah.
Big time. It really did feel like some sort of Batman prequel or something to me.
Yeah, I can really feel that, yeah.
I mean, have you seen the original, Jaden? The original's called Let the Right One In.
Yeah. The thing is, like,
How does
I
that
didn't,
compare? Yeah.
I don't really like. I think that was good, but like, I've always thought this one was better. It's like even like watching it this time. It's not like I'm comparing it to the original. I'm like, oh, the original's so much better. Like the original's fine. Um, just so much of it was lost on me. I don't know. Maybe it's a sport for choice thing these days. You know, and we get just a lot. You know, a lot of children in projects and shit. I don't know, and they're better.
Okay.
I don't think it's their performances. I don't think that's where the awkwardness comes in. I just think it is kind of like the dialogue that kind of makes it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. You're going to hear a lot of I don't know, and I apologize for that. But like, I just don't.
We're going to try and know. We're going to try. Yeah. Are there? I was going to ask about differences, but I will say, what's his face? Thomas Alfredson, director of the original Let the Right One In, was very upset that his film was being remade and spoke out against remakes. Apparently, this has happened to him a lot, like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. These other films here, like apparently are all his originals. So this poor guy just keeps getting goddamn plagiarized by Hollywood. But I don't know, was there any like key differences or aspects that are worth pointing out? Like how faithful was it to your recollection?
It is like pretty bang on. Like it's like a very like not like almost shot for such shot, to be honest. The main difference is that it depends on how much you want to harp on it. But like, so in the film, Chloe Moretz says that like when Cody asks her, you know, no, when she said, "I'm not a girl," and in that, like in this English remake, we're kind of made to read it as like because she's a vampire, but in the original, like she's actually like genderless because there's like that shot when she goes into the bedroom at night. And she goes into the bed. You actually see that she doesn't have any. It feels weird talking about it, but like, you know,
genitalia.
Yeah, there you go. There's okay. Appropriate word for it. So like that's that's an interesting thing that they included in the original, but not in this one. And I don't know whether it's just a point of difference of what they want to emphasize or whatnot.
Yeah.
The original is just a lot more subtler in what it presents as well, but like I guess that's just like kind of on par with what Swedish films, like just European films, do, I guess, you know, and like compared to Yankee films, you know.
Sure. Yeah, that's interesting. I also read there was a deleted scene where like they shot this scene with Chloe where like you see her, I guess, I don't know, back in like 1700 or whatever she was, when she became a vampire, she was bit. Yeah. So that's interesting. So, but I think the way I didn't watch the scene, but like I think it was her. So, like I think she was always a girl in this canon, or whatever, you know. I think you can watch the scene; it's on YouTube, I think. But yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Overall, for me, like another thing to touch on is just we mentioned what's his name, Clay Jensen, or I don't know what the actor's name is.
Dylan Minnette.
Look, any scenes in storytelling in films and anything where like it's just bullies picking on other kids just annoy me inherently. Because I don't know, it's just it's so easy. You know, it's just the easiest shit in the book. So, usually, but when they're just sort of like an aspect of a story or just like a scene or two in like, I don't know, a high school thing or whatever it is, it's like, oh yeah, well, I'll just look over it. It's fine, dude. When it's so integral to this story, it's honestly like a con for me overall. Like the fact that so much screen time is spent with just these children just being like assholes to him for no reason. It's just like, it's just upsetting to me. I don't know. I just can't with it. It's not particularly interesting.
Yeah, I think I felt that as well.
And it's just like, oh, you little girl, huh? And it's like the aspects of it that, like where Cody then goes home and like looks himself in the mirror and like it's sort of, he wants to feel like more empowered by like pretending he's some sort of like, I don't know, serial killer or whatever when he does that. Like that aspect of it I like. It just doesn't, that never pays off in a way. It's sort of like, I feel like if it leaned more into that, I could end up liking it. But overall, it just felt like I watched so much of this movie, just these kids bullying the shit out of him, just to lead to the part at the end where they almost drown him. And even that was so excessive. you know. So it was just sort of, I don't know, it's just bland in my opinion. But I guess if the point was for me to be satisfied when the dude's head is ripped off and thrown in the pool, then Matt succeeded, because that was pretty cool, I must say. That was pretty wicked. There's also, Jane, your favourite, which I'm surprised that, you haven't given it a 10 already, but plenty of religious undertones throughout the film. Not even undertones, just religious aspects and themes touched on. I don't know, do you have any thoughts on this? I was thinking about it. The film really places a big emphasis on Christianity as a huge sort of comforting force in this society. I mean, in this society, in real society. But, I mean, in terms of the way it's portrayed. And I wonder if trying to think about how it links to the satanic character and an obsession with vampires. I don't know. I just couldn't really figure it out, but I liked it. I mean, I'm like you. I just sort of like when like religious stuff is sort of creepy in movies. So they nailed that part of it. But like, is that an aspect that's in the original? That
I don't think it's too really fleshed out in this. It's just, is it? I don't know. Like,
it's very present, I guess.
His mum's religious. He asks his dad if people are evil.
Oh, like the detective character has lines about praying. Yeah, he has. He says like, what does he say? He says like Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and I feel like all the characters at one point or another sort of have lines where they're quite religious. There's like a sermon on TV at one point, I think.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan talking.
The Ronald Reagan speech, yeah, it's another one. Yeah, for sure. I feel like I don't know. I feel like there was something there.
Yeah, I don't know how much it links to the film, though. I don't know. I think the only line that actually like directly links into the movie is like Cody asking, are people good, or is there such thing as evil, or whatever he asks. I think that's quite nice. Because his dad tells him obviously not, because like he's getting the wrong impression through this over the phone conversation. Is like he's probably just assuming that his mom's saying, his dad's evil, or is she even taking it out on the kid or something like that in that sense, or like he doesn't understand that like he is dealing with evil in like a biblical sense. So that's cool. But the rest of it is kind of throwaway, like just kind of context stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
I think there is something evil about the vampire, though. I mean, like, as much as she's presented as sweet, and as much as like the relationship is like, it's shown to where like it's parasitic, as is shown on like the effects it has on bloody old mate. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess that part was like cool.
Yeah, no. Overall, I really did take away from the film that the vampire is a negative force. Like, I didn't really feel like I was meant to. I mean, there's obviously an element of sympathy for the Chloe when she's being nice to Cody and stuff, but like overall, like we see her like brutally murder multiple people, and I feel like maybe the religious stuff sort of adds to that. This sort of adds to the danger of her, the situation she'd be in. There's no way that anyone in this society would be accepting other than Cody, of her. So I guess that adds to that sort of dynamic a little bit. But every time she kills someone in the movie, like those were really well done. Like seeing her, I really wanted to look it up. I assume it was CG. Like every time she like scaled a person and like brutally mauled someone, or like the scene where she jumps up the tree and then jumps on the lady, all that looked really good. And just like the way she moves was like really animalistic and disturbing, and just looked really, really good in my opinion. So I wanted to see how they did that. Like Chloe became a gymnast, It's pretty wild. That scene in the tunnel was really disturbing when she like leapt up on him and sort of jumped and jumped from shoulder to shoulder and sort of tore him apart. It was pretty gnarly. I've been saying gnarly a lot lately. Is that a negative or a positive word?
That can have an hour debate on it alone.
I sort of mean it as like something that's sort of messed up in but it's cool. That's sort of what I mean it as. But I don't know if that's correct. Someone let me know in the comments, please. I don't know. I mean, I could keep going on about shots. I feel like there's honestly not a whole lot else. I don't know. Yeah,
but that's the thing. It does just feel kind of empty, does it not? Like once you dig past like what's at the front, it is empty, and I don't think I ever saw it as that initially. I think that's kind of where so much of this drawback has come from. And maybe that is just because I was watching it rather bored this time, going into it thinking about my assignment that I had to put on the back burner.
Like, every second I sit here, I could be doing the assignment.
Yeah. I don't know. Because the thing is, like, I've seen people put forward, like, things that could be interesting to discuss. Like, if I was more into it, once again, it's one of those things where it's like, it's someone on Letterboxd, I was talking about, it's all about, it's not a horror. If you think it's a horror, you're making a mistake. It's about, the extremities and kind of the tensions of love and family and shit like that. And you're like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I can see that. And definitely, with the whole Romeo and Juliet thing, obviously they both kill each other in the end. It's a very toxic thing. It's a tragedy, it's a fucking tragedy.
Okay.
So like there is stuff there, but not enough of it, or maybe I just wasn't in the right set to care for it. And I think, it's just a hollow experience is probably the best way to put it. A very hollow experience this time.
Yeah. I mean, I had a better experience, obviously, because I hadn't seen it before, but I don't disagree. I get that, because the idea that it's a tragedy makes sense to me. It is consistent, and I like the idea, but I just didn't feel it when I was watching it, I just, like, I get how you can analyze it that way, but I just didn't, it didn't really come through the screen for me as an experience. It was sort of just like the whole scene, I guess maybe the perfect example is like, like I said, I didn't like the second half as much when it's just like Cody and Chloe hanging out. I never call them by their character's name, sorry. When they're hanging out, like, as kids.
Owen and Abby, there you go.
Owen and Abby, yeah. That scene where Abby kills the detective in the, like, that whole thing and everything leading up to it, because the film sort of has become one note to me at that point with just Cody and Chloe hanging out. Like, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any tension in that scene, It just...
that scene felt very long as well. I was, like, checking my phone, because that guy was, like, walking through the corridor for, like, a solid minute. It was like, we know you're going to look in the bathroom.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't have a lot going on that was particularly engaging in that scene. And that sort of sums up my experience with the latter half of it, where I'm just like, I mean, this is well done, and, I like aspects of it, but it's sort of, it's just long, and I see it all coming, all that stuff. I also don't understand why do you kick the door? Like, do you really, as a police officer, kick the door open if you hear, like, a creak,
Yeah, that's
like
what I was
is that against policy?
I thought that was a big excessive, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I did have a question, actually. Please tell me if I'm tripping. Was there not a scene towards the start of the film where we see, it's like in the first 20 minutes, and we see Chloe's, like, older partner guy in the apartment building, and there's, like, another male presence, like, bossing him around?
No, if you're talking about, like, hearing a voice through the wall, that was Chloe Grace Moretz getting angry.
Yeah.
But it didn't, but she was oh, okay.
Did
she sound different?
Yeah, you never see a second character, a third character, but, like, you hear through a wall, like, a male sounding voice, but that's because she gets angry because he, fumbled the bag.
Right, okay. But there was, it is exactly what you're talking about, but there is a shot where you see them, like, you actually see them in that moment, and she's sort of towering over him then.
Is she? Maybe she's floating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, but he was kneeling down, so, like, maybe my height thing was just wrong. Like, okay, no, that makes sense. I was thrown off by, like, at first I thought there was, like, a third male character involved that I was going to learn about, but that's all good. That makes sense.
The music is pretty good. I like the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was too present, wasn't it?
I thought that a few times as well.
Sometimes, yeah.
Good point.
Love Michael, obviously, but
right.
It felt like it was there when it shouldn't have been. It and not even that it was there when it shouldn't have been. It felt like it was, like, the wrong tone to play. Like, they're playing this kind of tensiony, undulating tones when there shouldn't have been, because then it kind of gives away that it's a tension piece when it felt You know, like the tension should have come in a bit later in the scene rather than kicking it in from the start, because then it kind of gives away where it's kind of heading. You know what I mean?
Yes, I think
it's a delicate
it's a good
balance you have to
point.
strike of like when you insert it to make sure that it's not just a sudden kind of thing, but it felt like they started at the start of the scene rather than kind of transitioning into it.
I think you're right. I think I specifically felt that for I've forgotten about this for the tunnel scene, which I really like. I think the music sort of starts building like before I should understand that. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Like when the dude was running already, like the music, and he was listening to his diegetic headphones. Like the score was already getting kind of ramped up, and I was sort of like,
Is that the first time we've used the word diegetic on the show?
Oh, I've definitely used it a few times because I love it. I love it. I love it.
118 episodes in, and that's the first instance of it.
I think it was Alien Covenant where the guy, you know, he was played the score in diegetically. Remember that? I think I said.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
add that to the diegetic counter. It's got to be like the second or third time, maybe. Thanks for bringing up that last point, Fitzy. But we can get to our final verdicts, I suppose, for Let Me In. Liam.
I don't know. I guess it's a 6. I was kind of going to be a 7, but guess it's a 6. That's pretty good. I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it though, and the bullying was a bit annoying, but I did find like all the child performances pretty great. So like, yeah, 6 out of 10.
God damn. I'm right there with you. I was on the border of the two, and I'm basically right there with you. So I feel like I'll go with a 6 as well, but I could sort of flip to a low 7. But I don't know, who cares? I'll give it a 6. Jaden, he's gonna come in hot. I feel it.
Yes, I'm going to give it an 8. Nah, it's a joke. I don't know. I'm so like devastatingly torn because I talked this movie up last week. You know, I was like, it's mad, it's fucking vampires.
Oh yeah, I'm angry with you. To be clear. I'm
upset. I was like, this is awesome, but dude, God no. We'll say, fuck. I can't even say a strong. I want to say a strong thing. I can't say it's strong. It's like it's just a mid 5, and that's probably.
Yeah.
That's definitely based on this rewatch. Like as an overall product, I don't know, but based on this rewatch, a 5. If you average that out, a 7. But that's yeah. Yeah.
Is there such thing as a strong 5? You know what I mean?
No, because then it wouldn't be a 5.
It's just a 5.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Let's get into news chat. Got a couple things. First of all, before we go to trailers, we can go to Batgirl being cancelled, which was pretty wild. So for those who don't know, Batgirl was a feature film, of course, produced by Warner Brothers and DC. It was shot. It was almost complete. It was actually going back and forth between, I think, at various stages, it was going to be a HBO Max release over there, of course, in the US of A. And they were sort of figuring out if they wanted to do a theatrical release or not. But anyway, this was a Batgirl movie they created, and it was basically done. And Michael Keaton's in it as Batman, and so it was. I don't know, it's kind of a big deal, I guess. And it was meant to come out later this year, and it's done. We're never going to see it unless, I don't know, like 20 years maybe. Schneider cut version.
I saw it. Yeah.
Scenario, I mean. What'd you say?
I saw a thing where like apparently like test audiences reported it as like being like a bad episode of TV.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think I read it had an $80 million budget, which does sound sort of smallish for like, you know, like a big budget superhero film, but also sort of sounds like maybe in Shazam territory. So I don't know. I feel like it could work, but
wait, has this got to do with like the HBO Max acquisition though? Isn't that what it's all like the reasoning for like not having it or whatever?
It's got to do with their strategy. Well, I assume it's partially got to do with like the Discovery and Warner Brothers merger. They're merging. They're doing staff shakeups and they're merging Discovery because they have I don't know how Discovery works. I don't know what Discovery is, to be honest. I don't know like how that lines up with what we have here. But there's over there they've got a Discovery Plus and HBO Max, obviously, and they're going to be merging soon sort of under the companies are merging and their sort of corporate restructure. So you'd imagine this strategy is sort of a part of like whatever whoever sort of became new in charge.
Right. Well, like a lot of HBO originals got removed, like just in the last week or so.
I did see that. Yeah. I think they're sort of all related in some way. I mean, to be clear, like I don't think they would have cancelled Batgirl for the sake of it. I presume they cancelled Batgirl because they didn't like it. They didn't believe in it. I mean that'd be the reason. But I think they're all connected. Like, the reason these decisions are sort of overall are being made. But that's so strange. I did see that. Why that they're removing like HBO content from HBO Max?
Yeah, well, they removed 6 original HBO Max movies. So like the new Witches movie, and like shit like that just got dropped.
Yeah,
just gone,
just evaporated. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. And I saw like HBO support was like replying to people on Twitter saying like, yeah, like just sort of giving them no, like, oh, it'll be back soon though. They were going like, oh yeah, this is part of our new strategy. It's like, okay, but it's kind of weird, right? I don't know. It's so odd. I wouldn't be surprised to see them back. I don't know why it's happening. I feel like
have you seen the cast and crew for Batgirl?
No, I recall. I did know a name who was actually playing the lead, but I don't.
So Leslie Grace is Batgirl, but then we've also got J.K. Simmons and Brendan Fraser, and Michael Keaton in the cast, and then for the crew, the directors are the Miss Marvel directors, which I understand the bad TV comparison now, and then not that Miss Marvel's bad, but like because then this all stacks up. The writer is the writer from Harley Quinn and the Emancipation of Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of fucking Harley Quinn or whatever. So there's that. The cinematography is by the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness guy. And so like I like when you put all that together, like the bad TV comparison, I'm like that's very, very doable.
Interesting.
Yeah. Natalie Holt's composing though, so like she's in the clear. But
oh, she's not these days. Everyone hates her Obi-Wan score.
Really?
Yeah, people don't like it.
Why?
I actually really like it. But sorry, I didn't mean to do that. You said Natalie Holt. So I forgot J.K. Simmons was in it. Yeah, that's right, because he's Gordon in the DCEU, right? I totally forgot about that. I don't think this has happened in a while.
Yeah, I'll never understand shelving a fully made movie because you're always going to make a little bit of money. Like no matter how much you're going to lose, you're still going to have you're going to lose a little bit less.
Well, not really. You can. I mean, I don't know. Like if this bombed at the box office, of course it would have lost the money if they did want to release it theatrically.
Yeah, it'd lose the money, but it'd still be like at the moment, they're losing $80 million off the budget. But if they release it with very little marketing and just chuck it out, they could make some money off it. It's a fucking backup product.
Potentially, yeah. I don't know.
Maybe it was just so bad. Like
possibly, yeah. Honestly, yeah. I'm really curious about it. Actually, I just like obviously something went wrong in terms of how they viewed it. Because not even in the production, because it seems like the production went smoothly. The creators made it. It's done for the most part. And then
someone's going to leak it. Someone salty's going to leak it. I bet you.
That'd be really interesting. Maybe, yeah. Leaks on like Live Leak or something. I don't know. Yeah, it must just be they must have just felt it was in bad shape. I mean, if it's anything as bad as that. Oh, what's that show that people don't? Batwoman.
I never watched it. Yeah.
No.
That's CW though. Actually, wasn't there news this week that like Flash is officially confirmed to end at season 9, and like it's the official end of like the CW DC universe.
The Arrowverse, isn't that what they call it?
Yeah, Arrowverse. Yeah.
I've read the wording. I read in the headline. I didn't look into it. I read that it was like the word cancelled was used.
Oh, cancelled.
That was the word that was used. But like, I don't know, after 9 seasons, like, I mean, I guess you could be technically cancelled, but if they still get the chance to, like, they're still making the season, so they can still end it. So it's not really like a cancellation in the traditional sense, I guess. They still have a chance to make their ending. It's not like, you know what I mean?
Do you reckon Spooky's still watching that?
Oh, for sure.
For sure, yeah, probably. Yeah.
Well, is it Flash or is it like all the shows? Because
Flash is the only one going still.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Even
Arrow ended like on its own terms a few years ago. I think Supergirl probably got axed. I think Legends of Tomorrow got axed. Batwoman got axed.
Legends of Tomorrow is actually decent.
Yeah, I quite like the first season of that. But
I heard people liked that. Yeah. Oh well, good riddance, I say, to the CW. Oh, that's a bit mean. Okay, we got a couple trailers. We got the Fitzy, please say it. The Banshees of.
Oh, I didn't hear it yet. Wait, hold on. What was
Oh
it?
Jesus! Don't make me say it.
Inisherin?
Inisherin?
Inisherin? Probably an E.
It sounds like we're saying Ed Sheeran, but we're not, I swear. The Banshees of Ed Sheeran. Yeah, I had this trailer. What did you think of it? I have not seen the trailer, to be clear, but I'm just stoked for the movie. I'm in.
Oh. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks like Colin Farrell's playing like the Sam Rockwell character in Outside, Ebbing, Missouri, that movie, and then, but it's also like a bit of In Bruges with the two, like, that dynamic between him
just
and
just a little bit.
Yeah, sure, just a little bit. But like, he's like the annoying kind of dumbish character. He's kind of portrayed as. So looks interesting.
It's set in Ireland, I imagine, like regional Ireland. Oh, it sounds awesome. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, it looks really great. Like the actual look of the film.
Awesome.
Like, it's great that it's set in Ireland. That's like even like in Bruges, like, Irish, two Irish actors, Irish director, but it's still set in Bruges. So
Indeed, it is. Yeah, yeah.
It's in Bruges.
Cool. Jane, what do you think?
Yeah, I quite liked it. Barry Keoghan's there as well, so that's always awesome.
Oh yeah.
It's so pared back from everything else he's done. Like, it is just two mates in Ireland having a falling out. Like, that's what the trailer is, and that's what the whole film is. So
sounds cool.
Seems fun. Seems cool. Seems like he might be going for an Oscar.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a theatrical thing, right? Like, this is a PIV film, I imagine. Damn, I've got to go to the PIV to see it. Oh my god, Jesus. Oh well, you got to do what you got to do in life. All right, we got this Andor trailer. Trailer number 2. Was it just me, or did Fitzy watch it too? Or
no?
Boo. No, it's all right. I mean, it's the first trailer. If you like the first trailer, you're in. The interesting thing was they delayed the show, so the show's coming out 3 or 4 weeks later now. But the premiere is 3 episodes. They're dropping at once, which is interesting. I think they're doing it to get out of She-Hulk's way, which was smart. I don't understand why they decided to, like, what the original strategy was behind putting them at the same time anyway. So, yeah, we just get more gorgeous shots in this trailer. This trailer just continues to, like, you thought the last trailer looked good, and you were like last time, oh, thank God, finally some Star Wars that looks like theatrically released, like some goddamn not TV budget looking Star Wars. Yeah, we're just going to give you more of that, and we did, and it was all fantastic. There are shots of Coruscant in this trailer that look phenomenal. I was drooling, dude. It was like I didn't think I'd ever like see it's just so cool to see Coruscant in live action again, and it's so cool to see it so well realized. It looks phenomenal. Just the budget behind this thing just looks incredible. So, I mean, we talked about all that last time though. So it looks awesome. We got more characters coming in here, leaning into the political stuff. And Forrest Whitaker's in it. Get excited for that. For the most overused Star Wars character of all time, Saul Guerrero. He keeps showing up in goddamn everything. For real.
That does end up in so much shit.
Dude, it's unbelievable. He's actually in more Disney Star Wars projects that he isn't. Like, if you think about it. He totally is. It's unbelievable. So he's going to be in this one now too. So that's cool, I guess. But I understand, like, of all things, like, I get him being in this. Like, so that's fine. That's cool. So I'm in. It's good. It comes out in late-ish September. It's going to be good. It's going to be a fun ride.
We're going to have House of Dragon in a few weeks, and then we're going to have Lord of the Rings, and then we're going to have Andor.
Oh, is House of the Dragon... I thought this started on fucking this Tuesday, and I missed it. And I was like...
it's 22nd of August.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2nd. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Dude, I thought... I mean, the TV's been huge this year already, but my God, like, the next 3 or 4 months is going to be, like, my dream. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Sandman also came out.
Pretty pumped. It came out?
They got like mega positive like reviews. Yeah.
Really?
People really love it.
Oh, cool. I might have to get to that. I might have to get to that in 2025 when I have time to watch all this TV. All right, very good. Now it's time for our highlights of the week. Jaden, what have you been watching? If you care to share.
Nothing. For the first time in a long time, nothing, you know. Watched
Unbelievable. Do you want to share your Twitch streams or?
Yeah, I was who have I been watching this week? The main person I watch is in Europe and she's not streaming too much, unfortunately, so it's been tough, you know.
Yeah.
We've been watching Tilted Winnie stream Apex Ranked and Mandy streaming Apex Ranked and
is there a theme going on here?
and Dropped streaming Apex Ranked. Strange that. And Abby Fried did a small stream of playing mobile games. So there you go. There's an exception.
Mobile games?
Mobile games, yeah.
Wow, like what?
Cooking Mama was the one that was being played when I was...
I didn't know that was on mobile these days. That's cool. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it for you.
So
right. I've been watching a few things, but nothing I'm sort of in the middle of a few things I don't want to speak to yet. But I did watch Blow, which is a Johnny Depp film from 2001. Greatest year of all time, Luke. I don't care about it. I'm actually not going to say what I was about to say. Thank God I caught myself.
Please say it. Just edit it out.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not even going to say it and edit it out. But anyway, so it's this Johnny Depp film. If you can, I think you can probably figure it out pretty well. It's Johnny Depp. It's about him becoming a drug dealer. It's basically Made in America / Scarface / bit of Goodfellas, you know, all this sort of shit that you've seen a million times. But I actually read on IMDb these Metacritic reviews. Hang on, which one did I like more? I like them both. I went to the Metacritic and there are these two reviews here which I love, and I basically I don't need to say anything else. USA Today gave the film a 75 and said, consistently compelling without being truly memorable. And New Times gave the film a 70 and said, it's basically your above average nice drug movie. I completely agree. The only other thing I'd add is that it's pretty much exactly what you'd expect. Johnny Depp's not, he's really good because he's Johnny Depp and I like him, but there's the scene at the end, the final scene is like, it's nothing surprising. It's not going to blow you away by any means, no pun intended. But just the way it's done was very effective. Like I thought it had a lot of emotion to a story beat that you can see coming from a mile away, you know. So I definitely give it points for that as well. So that's it. I'm done. Now no one ever has to watch Blow again. Liam, what about you?
Well, talking about 2001, I watched United 93, which is
oh my god.
which is a film about it's about all the planes. In 9/11, it's like half the film kind of focuses on like the whole event and all of them, and there's like a lot of like cross communication between like different like federal departments and like the military and like the people, the FAA, like the people in charge of like flight paths and all that kind of thing. And it's like really like it's old mate, what's his name? Paul Greengrass.
Awesome.
And it's very like born like Ultimatum in that way. Like it's just like office buildings and like people like firing words at each other all the time, and like that kind of like chaos and like not. It's like shaky cam and that kind of thing.
Yes.
And like small
zoom ins. Like,
yeah,
I love it.
But yeah, so the first half is like that, and then it kind of sets up this one plane, 93, which I knew like nothing about, and it's just like the passengers trying to gain control of the plane, basically. And like I didn't know anything about these, about this particular plan. So I thought they would, the good guys would win in the end. But no, the ending is like totally like just blew me, like because like it's done so well as well. Just like it's totally like shocking, the ending.
That makes me want to watch it. Well, I mean, I'd want to watch it anyway because it's Greengrass. But see, yeah, you saying that about the ending, I sort of figured I'd just know the whole thing already. But that sounds interesting because I actually don't know like specific. I haven't read like accounts. I just know that like my understanding was they took over the plane and crashed it into the field. But if it's a bit more than that, that's cool.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's really good.
As always, now we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, did 9/11? Last week we asked you, how do you feel about foreign remakes, English remakes of foreign films? My apologies. Luke said, I think English remakes are permissible, which is wow, what a word. I love that. I don't see anything intrinsically wrong with reinterpreting a director's vision into a different cultural setting. That being said, such film translations should not be used as a substitute for watching foreign directors. It's one thing to recraft and pay tribute to a director's vision. It's another thing to steal his vision and deny the original cultural context to the audiences. If the vision and message of the original product is strong enough, it should be made accessible any way it can. If that means a westernized remake, so be it. Having said all of this, I actually don't really care about it at all. I'll probably only watch the English version and never seek out the original. If there is no MCU CGI bad guy, then it's too intellectual for me. As we learnt during the Parasite episode. Because Luke hated it, right? He hated it?
No, he liked it.
Well, he went from like I think he hated it. 8. Yeah, it was like all over the place.
That was great. Andy said, I'm actually pretty open about English language remakes of a foreign film. Similar to Luke, I don't think there's anything wrong with reinterpreting somebody's vision into a different cultural setting. There are actually a few remakes that I'm looking forward to watching that I haven't seen yet, such as Fincher's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and Chris Nolan's Insomnia. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about Insomnia. By the way, when can I watch the Blu-ray copy of that film that you people have been passing around? Sorry, Andy, it's not a Blu-ray. You can't have it.
Just a plain old DVD.
Yeah. That's dude.
Do I have that at the moment, or is it out somewhere?
It should be in a special glass encased contraption. You know what I mean? It should be protected for generations. You can't find that film anywhere.
Oh no, yeah, okay, it's here. All right, Andy can take it next time I see him.
Oh, there you go. He's promised on air, Andy. I have some high hopes that they would be better than the original foreign language film. I don't comment any further on the relationship between Infernal Affairs and The Departed. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, Andy. Thanks so much. Okay. And then Luke goes on to ask, do you think Parasite will get a remake? Just a fun bonus question.
Well, Snowpiercer got a remake. 3 seasons on Netflix. Which I don't know how you turn Snowpiercer into a 3-season TV show. But
Snowpiercer, wasn't it a different thing though? Wasn't it like a earlier thing? It wasn't a remake, wasn't it? It wasn't like a prequel or a sequel or some shit.
Oh, you mean the show?
Yeah.
But the movie already itself is a book, isn't it? Or it's something. It's not an original film.
Regardless, it's still a remake on Netflix.
No, but that's what, I don't. Maybe it is. Maybe they just took the premise and I don't know. But maybe they took the premise and like sort of told a different long form story.
Reboot of the film's continuity.
Reboot. I saw Sean Bean was Ed Harris in it.
Oh yeah,
Sean Bean plays Ed Harris.
Yeah, whatever the guy's name is. I don't know his name. The boss of the train.
Starts with a W. There's a big fat W at the.
Yeah. It's not Winston. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, it's like that's something. It's something like that, isn't it? Winston? Yeah. Have you seen that theory on YouTube about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Snowpiercer being the same story? No. And Ed Harris is Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and like the guys who are at the like, he gets his idea of children working in the little compartment of the trains. You know, the trains head from the Oompa Loompas.
That's hilarious. So what happened? Charlie at the end of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What happens to him? I don't remember. Is he like run the factory or something?
Theoretically, unlikely, I think, because like.
Well, after the factory, he gets the glass elevator and he goes to space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So the idea that he becomes
because he was Willy Wonka was looking for someone to run his factory, and he wanted a child because he wanted the imagination of a child. But yeah, so he was looking for a successor. Yeah, so Charlie would have been next.
So Charlie goes on to become like a super influential.
Yeah, that's why the theory kind of like makes a bit of sense. Like that's why.
I see. That's weird. But to answer your question, like, no, I don't think Parasite will get a remake. I think it's too. Like, it is what it is. It won Best Picture for its, you know what I mean, for it being on its own merits. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
I think it'll definitely get touched.
That's really? I thought it was getting touched. I thought it was getting a remake.
Are you thinking the Train to Busan remake?
No, I thought Adam McKay was making a Parasite remake.
Oh, I don't recall that. That's interesting.
That's bold of Adam.
Yeah, right. Maybe he is. I don't know.
HBO stresses that it's an original story that lives in the same world, but uses the name, but not the story.
Weird. Okay, but they're doing something English with it. Okay, I mean, I guess that sort of counts. Doing this podcast has really given me a lot more experience with these sort of films overall, and both, you know, English remakes of films, as was the case today, and also just with the original, just more foreign films and original foreign films when it comes to things like Train to Busan, which is getting remade, things like Infernal Affairs, and also things like Prime Time and so on. So we've done a fair few, and overall, like, I don't know, I don't have an issue with it. Being who I am, I'm just more than likely, presuming that they're made on like of course, like if one's like just better for what it is, like it's a case per case example, obviously. But like generally speaking, if you could hypothetically create like any film and its remake that are of fairly similar quality, I'm probably just going to prefer the English one because I'm a white dude, you know what I mean? But so that's just like the truth. I'm probably just going to be more engaged by it if there's, you know, more recognizable actors, or, you know, if they're just speaking my language, or if they're in settings I can connect to more, just all those different factors involved. But overall, like, yeah, I don't have an issue with it. I actually often like it for how it exposes me to different stories and stuff, and I hope we continue to learn more, and I hope one day I get up to Jaden's quality of having seen a lot of these films, you know. Probably never. I probably never will, because Jaden will just keep going, and then I'll just never be able to catch him, you know.
No, I've plateaued quite a bit because I'm just consuming trash film now, you know.
Real? Okay. I mean, yeah.
Paul Anderson, you know. One of my favorite directors, you know.
Oh man, but yeah,
I love that I can say that kind of unironically.
Oh no, I'm scared by that. Yikes. Anyway, no, Jaden, how do you feel about this?
No, I quite like English remakes as well. I think there's nothing wrong with it, and like the thing is, it's not. People always have a sook. It's like, oh, look at the English, look at the Americans, just read sub. Like, it happens fucking everywhere, you know. Everywhere remakes films. You know, last week we were talking about the fucking Indian remake. Bollywood was like one of the biggest fucking, you know, fucking
right, yeah, great
people
point.
that do it. You know, there's an Indian remake of Forrest Gump that's happening. That's pretty big at the moment. But like, you know, they'll touch anything. South Korea recently remade Bunny Heist. You know, like.
Yeah, was that a remake? I forgot about that. Yeah,
I don't know, but like the thing is, like the remake is an exclusive thing. It's about making a product accessible, and accessibility is never a bad thing. Sometimes they end up shit, sometimes they end up great. You know, it's not about discrediting one or the other. It's just about, you know, if a story is worth telling, then tell it. You know,
sure.
Tell as many ways as you can. Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. Except Train to Busan.
Yeah. No, we'll see.
I'm just joking. Yeah, we'll see. Fitzy, hit us with that essay energy like Luke did.
Oh, do I have to?
Absolutely not.
Form a strong contention against us.
Do I have to use teal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, I agree. You know, I like 12 Monkeys, I like a lot of English remakes, so.
Is 12 Monkeys not English originally?
Oh, it's based on like a French short film, so it's not really like a full remake, but it's like the French short film is kind of famous in short film canon, I guess. Yeah.
Cool. So overall approval, thumbs up. Foreign remakes, English remakes. God damn it, English. Just actually no. We sort of went the other way around with South Korea and stuff. So just remakes, remakes into different languages and cultures.
Yeah, remake things, guys.
We'll allow it here. Yeah, just remake things. So hang on. I never thought about this. As a filmmaker, like if I wanted to get my start, I should just like start watching foreign films and just pick one to remake. And everyone will love it because it's like, wow, I've never heard of this. This is incredible storytelling. Like, thank you so much.
That's how Martin Scorsese broke out into the scene. Up until 2006, no one knew who he was, and then he appropriated this Chinese film.
Yeah, that's right. Then he's gone on to have huge box office hits like Silence. As always, we'd love you to submit your questions, thoughts, reviews for next week's film in the YouTube comment section. Send us a DM on Instagram or jump in the Discord server. This week, we're asking you, if you were able to make a period piece, where would you set it? Let us know. I think it's a good one. Where would you be? Yeah, if you were to make it, I guess that means, it doesn't have to be a film. It can be, if you're just to make a period piece, whatever that means, any form of story. That's it for this week's episode of Cinema Effect. Before I go any further, should I announce? We can do next week's film first, I guess. Fitzy, what are we doing next week?
Pride and Prejudice, which is on Netflix and Foxtel. Yeah, I feel like everyone's familiar with Pride and Prejudice, even if you don't really know what it's about. It's kind of like
yeah,
kind of the vibe.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's English. In the title,
Yeah.
English, yeah. Speaking of English remakes, it's been remade in English many a time, but just English. That's it. Like very, very English, So yeah, we're doing that. But the week after, we got to figure that out. We got a poll announcement right now. Jaden and Fitzy going head to head. Who wants to go first and nominate?
Am I the defending person? I can't remember. I won the last one.
Yeah, you're the defending champ. That's right. Yep.
I'll put mine forward first then. I will be going for one that I'm not overly confident in. Lars and the Real Girl on Amazon Prime. Liam, you haven't seen that or seen it recently, have you?
Not recently.
All right, good. Yeah, because I don't want to make you rewatch something you already watched. Fucking,
No, I'll change.
Yeah. You're not making anyone do anything. The audience is. Instagram followers are.
Well, I'm going to pick one that you've seen. So I don't know when you've saw this last, but Dirty Harry is my suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood movie.
Fantastic. All right, there you go. We got those two facing off. Head to the Instagram page about 24 hours or so after this is posted and cast your vote. Determine the future of our reality. Very good. All right. That's it for this week's episode again. We appreciate everyone listening. We appreciate Liam and Jaden being here. I always appreciate it, as I always say, but I feel like everyone else needs to appreciate it also. You know what I mean? Everyone write in the Discord that you appreciate Liam and Jaden. And me too. I'd appreciate it. Just appreciate all of us, actually. Thank you. Appreciate that in advance. All right. Have a great rest of your week and goodbye.